Welcome back to another exciting episode of Oh That's Random Podcast. I am your host, that guy, the one and only Nerdy G. Call me that guy, Nerdy G, or just call me Nerdy G. It's shorter, it's cool, but the whole name is that guy, Nerdy G. But I am your guy, Nerdy G. This is Oh That's Random Podcast, where the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary here at this show. Listen, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I say, I am your guy, Nerdy G. That guy. Keep it in mind. Keep it in your mind. Say it a couple of times. It'll sink in. Listen, the best way to support this channel, like, subscribe, share, do all of that good old stuff, right? That's one way. And then also the other way is, listen, this is a brand. This is not just nerdy, a guy sitting here talking in front of a microphone. There are other things that we do here on this channel. There are Snack Time with Nerdy. There's reviews. There's Nerdy TV, where I share a little something extra with you guys, and then there's the vlog spot and all of that good old stuff. So listen, this is what I need you guys to do. Slide on over to nerdy-g-fourthwall.com. I know it's a mouthful. Don't worry about it. I'll put the links down in the description. I'll put a little something up on the screen so you can see the merchandise. You can go be nerdy in your own way, whether you're a sports nerd, whether you're a nerd for horror, or whether you're a nerd for politics, whether you're a nerd for food, whatever the case, whatever your nerd gimmick is, or whatever your nerd love is, nerd out in it and be who you are in it, and get you some of this Nerdy's umbrella merch. I'm down in one today. It's beautiful. It's the Batman Kyle, right? It's the brainstormer. It's the ass kicker. It's the technical, the technician, mysterious, adaptable. It's the nerd with the Kyle. Okay, you guys know. But let's listen. Let's get into it. Today's gonna be kind of a serious episode, and when I say serious episode, it's serious because it's not a question. It's awareness. We make things aware about a lot of things in the world, whether it's breast cancer, whether it's Alzheimer's walks, whatever it is. We always like to bring awareness, domestic violence, mental health, and everything like that. Today's going to be a little different. I'm bringing awareness to politics, but also the main thing is voting. Voting is coming up. Early voting is already underway, and I feel like this is something that I need to talk about. This is That's Random Podcast. Whatever's on my mind, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to put it out there. Listen, there's in no way, form, or fashion am I trying to sway you to tell you who to vote for: independent, Republican, Democrat, Free Party, liberals, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. What I want to do today is, the main goal of this show is to get you to thinking about voting, period. Right? I don't care how you vote. I just want you to vote. I want you to get up off your ass, and I want you to go vote. You have a right. You can complain about everything in the fucking world that you want to on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, on all of those things. You can complain about how your waitress sucked ass. You can complain about how the vibe was whack, how you can complain about the lighting, you can complain about the fixtures, you can complain about the dirty carpet, or the carpet that wouldn't let your shoes go. You can complain about anything in the world, and sometimes, in some instances, those companies, those restaurants, they make changes, and they also give you a little free food or whatever the case may be. In this instance, we're talking about the places that you live. I understand that right now everybody's happy. I ain't gonna say everybody's happy. It's a big awareness about the big election, about who's going to be the president of the United States, who's going to run this free country, air quotes, free country. And yeah, the big one is important. It is important. We all need to do our part. But remember, we want change. We know that 100% of us want change, but only 10% of us are going to actually try to do something to make that change happen. In America, we need to take a page out of the third world countries, and held even our partners to the north of us, Canada. We have to be solid. Here's the thing: in America, I feel like we've become too comfortable with our lifestyles, and we don't want anything to disrupt our lifestyles. Understand something, and I'm going to say this: there is no salvation without sacrifice. So yes, we may have to stop work. Yes, we may have to not show up to work for a day or two, a day or three. I'm not telling you that I don't feel like we need to go to those extremes, but I do feel like those extremes will work. Here in America, the land of the free, we have a voice. Don't tell me that your voice can't not be heard. We see companies, American companies and companies abroad, when we get on these platforms and we complain, changes happen. If you don't think that work in the politic world, it does. Everybody wants to complain and say, oh, nothing, my vote's not going to matter. It does. Your local vote, to me, is probably the biggest thing in it all. I just want you to get up and go vote. The people in your neighborhood, the people that the neighborhoods that you live in, those people you should know who's running your neighborhood. Think about it this way. Think about where you work at. How many times have you met the vice president? How many times have you met the senior vice president or the CEO? How many times have you sat down and had an actual conversation with them? Just think about that. And then turn around and think about when you guys do surveys or employee surveys or whatever the case. Think about what kind of change happens. If you know for yourself, if you didn't put verbiage in there and no surveys, then nothing's going to happen. So you can't bitch and say anything because you didn't do anything. So I'm going to tell everybody right now, and I'm saying this for myself, and this is my opinion, and I stand on this. If you do not voice your opinion, and if you do not go down the avenues to make your opinion heard, then you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say. You can sit on the sideline, complain all day long. But if you don't get up and go vote, I don't want to hear you. Your voice is now mute. If you're not voting, your voice is mute. If you get up and you go vote, and your person wins that you chose because they are aligned with your beliefs, your values, whatever it is. If they do not do what it is that they said and they lied to you, you have the power to get that person removed. When the next voting comes up, you go with a person. People lie. We know this. Politicians lie. Life is going to throw all kinds of curves because everybody has their own personal agendas. It is up to us to put those people in there. We have to, when you're thinking about politics, I want you to think this. You have to choose the lesser evil of the two, the three, of however many people are running. You have to do your research. Just like you research when the next Jay's coming out, when you research when the next Salehi Bembury Croc's coming out, when you research where can you go get a cheap Birkin bag, or when you research, hey, where the next mark is gonna be, because you for the thotties, because you know your thotties, y'all be scoping and y'all be trying to go get them and you know get the simps. If y'all doing all of that research on that, it's nothing for you to go research somebody who's running. I plan on at some point possibly throwing my hat in the politician world, just because I know that I want to do. I want change in neighborhoods that I've grown up in. I want our people to, and when I say our people, I'm talking about American people. I don't see the black, the white, the Mexican, the brown, the Indian, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever city that I would serve, I will make sure that I'm doing my best for everybody, just with the core standard views. And I would ask the city, because it's not for me to just come in and say this is the way that it's going to go. But I would need people to vote for me. And what better way to get people to vote than actually vote and actually see some change? People have to show up and show out. Nobody can complain. If I complain in the 4 mile radius studio all day long, and I never say anything to anybody outside of this, and I don't put it on the YouTube, I don't put it on TikTok, or I don't put it on any of my platforms, guess what? Nobody heard me. Nobody knows that I have concerns. Nobody knows that I feel this way, because it went nowhere outside of these walls. So if you were complaining about who the president is and you didn't vote, hush. If you're complaining about who your mayor of your city is and you didn't vote, hush. If you don't like the police head and you didn't vote for him, hush. Hush. Here's my thing. Today in 2024, we have the power to inflict change. We have seen it. The internet shows you this. In other countries, we have seen where the people have stood side by side in solidarity and got changes. We can do the same thing in America, but we won't because we love the comforts of our life. And I'm not saying that that is a bad thing, but the comforts of our life, the comforts of our life is going to send us down a path that we're going to look up one day and we're going to say, how did we get here? We got here because we didn't vote. We got here because we didn't make our voice heard. Everybody wants to show up to a rally. Everybody wants to show up to a protest just to say that they was there. How many of those people are actually going out to their communities and pushing the message? I don't care who you vote for, just vote. It's not that hard. I just want you to vote. I'm not asking you to, I'm not telling you who to go vote for. I will never tell anybody who to vote for. I will tell them, listen, even my boys, I told them this not too long ago. Listen, think about what your values are. See if research, pull a person up, see what they did, because of course we already know how all of these salacious commercials that are out there, they're coming up and they're putting them on all TV and talking shit about everybody because that's what they do, and they want to tear the other person down. You can go Google that person. Public record. If I'm a public servant, there are information out there that you can get about me. You know how I voted. You know what I stand for. I have to put, if I'm a politician, I have to put what I believe and what I stand for. I have to put that on Front Street. Everybody has to know what I stand for, because I can't be a politician and be quiet. Because if I'm a politician and I'm quiet, nobody's going to know who I am. Nobody's going to vote for me. And then hopefully there's not enough people voting, and then I can still keep my damn position. And because I keep my damn position, then I can just stay here and I'm on some chill shit. But if I'm out there and I'm letting people know who I am and I'm showing them what I stand on and I'm showing them how I have served them, then yeah, you can go Google that information and then you can make your own choice. The thing is, you want somebody to tell you. A lot of us in America, we have gotten to that point where we just want people to tell us. We want people to tell us what to do. I'm not in that ilk of the realm of, yo, tell me what to do and I'll just do it. That doesn't sit well with me. That does not sit well with me. I'm not waiting for somebody else to tell me and give me guidance on what it is that I need to do. I want to be the person that controls where I work. I want to be the person to say, hey, this is the job that I want. This is the job that I'm going to apply for. I'm going to apply for this job. And if I apply for it 5 times and I fail 5 times, guess what? That may not be the job for me. Maybe I need to pivot. And that's what I'll do. I'll make the pivot then. When it comes to this politics stuff, when it comes to voting, ladies and gentlemen, all I want you to do, just as much as you sit there and you binge watch Interview with the Vampire, just as much as you binge watch the Menendez brothers, just as much as you binge watch Starting Five, Game of Thrones, True Blood, okay, Your Honor, okay, Yellowstone. I can go on and on because we sit here and binge watch a ton of great shows. It doesn't take that. It doesn't take that long for you to go research these people. I want you to understand something. In your local neighborhood, when it comes to voting, I promise you, it's not that many people running. Even when you go look at the ballot, sometimes it'd be like one position, and it'd be like one position, and it'd be like only one person on the freaking ballot. So it's like you have no choice but to vote for that one person because that is the only person on the ballot. It's not that hard. Go look. Go research that one person. If that one person is not that, you can write a name in. I wrote my name in before just because I know I can do better. But I wasn't at the point. I wasn't ready. And when I am ready, I will, like I said, I will throw my hat in there in the future. This is not me trying to endorse that right now. This is just me saying, hey, this is thoughts that I have, and I do plan on getting in politics at some point, because I do, if I can take care of my American people on the local level, I will do that for my community. The community that I live in, I don't care who's in my community. I'm going to serve them. If they're not right for the community, if they're negative for the community, I want to be the person to help get those negative people out of our communities. Those people who don't want to live a peaceful life. Those people who don't want to go to work and just come home and enjoy and have and make memories. That's literally life is all about making memories, because at the end of your life, if you're able to make it and have your loved ones around you while you take your last breaths, the question to yourself is, did I leave enough memories with them to carry on my memory to the memory of me? And if you have provided enough memories for them to love you even years after you're gone, then you did your job. You had a great fucking life. Kudos to you, because you left an impression on your people. So, of course, everybody deserves the right to have that. So why not have a clean neighborhood? Why not make sure that we have the best people in our neighborhoods? Why not have somebody to understand the power of voting? If I'm not doing what I say that I was supposed to be doing, then please get me the fuck out of office. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to hold on to some power. If the community's views have changed, their goals, their wants, their needs, and I'm not the person to lead them into the next stage, then go ahead. This is why voting is important. Some people want to hold on to power, and some people are holding on to the power of these positions because we're not voting. What it is that you want out of life, you can get. It's not that hard. All you have to do is continue to speak up. Some of you are internet snipers when it comes to reviews. Guilty. Hello, I snipe. I do reviews on the internet, and you can go check them. You can go check them, and I tell the truth, because if I want it, I'm gonna do it. If I'm not happy with it, I'm gonna do it. If they're gonna give me a free meal because I didn't have the best experience, I appreciate that. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the free meal. I'm looking for the service to be better, because there's probably some, if I take the time out to do a review on you, there's something that I liked about your establishment, and I want to come back and I want to see the improvement. That's it. I'm not trying to kill you because you have a business and you are supporting multiple families, whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not, you are supporting multiple families by providing jobs to people who work for you in your family itself. So you are bringing something to the community, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill that for you. I just want you to be better. That's it. When we vote, we want the people that we have in charge, we want them to be better. Sometimes people that are in charge, they are not in line with what's going on in the locals. When you look at it from a top part, right? Like the president is the highest honor in the land. They're not dealing with the day-to-day shit. That's what the local government is for. The local government is here to deal with the day-to-day shit. The governor is to deal with the shit that's 2 to 3 years out and set plans for the plans and things for the state, so that the state can be in a wonderful position to have emergency funds. Shout out Texas, because our emergency fund is redonkulous. But we have some things that we need to focus on, and that's a topic for another day. But I'm not here to kick the back end of any branch of the government. All I want us to do as people is to say, hey, we love change. We want the change. So let's go do it. Let's go vote. I don't care who you vote for. Take 5 minutes, find out who your candidates are. If you're listening to this podcast is probably on this one, because like I said, I'm not gonna be the dead horse on this show. This show is gonna be shorter than the other shows. So normally my show is about 30 minutes. Oh, That's Random Podcast is normally about 30 minutes. So if you have 30 minutes to listen to me, you have 30 minutes to go check out the candidates in the election and see if they align with you. And if they do, make it a point to go out and vote for that person and get to know them. Listen, not everybody's going to be on TikTok. Not every politician is going to be dangling it in your face and trying to get that, because it's not the way that the world works right now. It is going in that direction where everybody's going to have to be in your face and be kind of like shock value to get them. Why are we looking over here? Why are we looking at this? Like Alfred Colin or Colin Alfred. I don't know what the fuck they do. I see his name all the time, but the whole deal is about him. The deal was Oh, they're spewing lies. They're saying that I'm letting trans men perform in women's sports. Listen, that caught my eye. I have a show about that coming soon, so just stay tuned for that as well. But those are the type of things like, hey, is that truth? Do I really need to go and take a look at that? Because hey, maybe I am for that. Maybe I am not for that. But if that's the case, then I need to make sure that if I'm against that, then I need to make sure that that guy doesn't get in office. I need to make sure that I go cast my vote. I need to make sure that my voice is heard. My vote is my voice being heard, whether it wins or lose. You're not going to win everything in life. We know that for a fact. Nobody in here, in this world or in this universe that we are aware of, nobody has a perfect score. Nobody has a perfect score. Even the Undertaker doesn't have a perfect score. And they didn't even realize that guy was 21-0 and then he lost. Nobody has a perfect record. Listen, I gave it to you. Go vote. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Just make sure that you get up and you go and vote. It is very important to vote. Your voice is important. Your voice matters. Your local elections are really big. It's bigger than the presidential election, but you need to make sure that you go and vote. Don't matter. Just go vote. I don't care who you vote for. Just go vote. Nerdy's going to listen to a little music, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to close this show out because I'm not going to be the dead horse. All right, guys, welcome back. Listen, this is the closeout. Not going to be the dead horse. Listen, voting is important, whether you believe it or not. I don't care who you vote for. I want you to just to go vote. I want you to take the time out, and I want you to care about yourself. I want you to care about your future. I want you to care about the neighborhood that you're living in. Right now, if you like the neighborhood that you're living in, make sure that you put the people that is going to continue to make sure that you have a nice neighborhood to live in. If you care about the type of schools, if you care about the education that's going on in your local area, make sure you get out and go vote. Okay? Don't just be a sideline talker and not do anything. I've already said it. If you're going to complain and you're not going to do anything, hush. Yes, I am going to be the person to say mute up. I am going to tell you to shut up. I'm going to tell you to mute up. Go sit in the corner. If you're not going to come out here and you're not going to do anything, if you're going to stand for something and you want to holler about you stand on business, you stand on 10 toes down, then be about it. Don't stand 10 toes down on something that doesn't mean anything, not only for you, but the people that you love, whether it be nephews, nieces, kids, brothers, uncles, sisters, grandmothers, aunties. They living in these communities. Get them out to go vote. We don't care who you vote for here at Nerdy's Umbrella. All we want you to do is vote. We want you to take a little time, just like we do here, as we explore the extraordinary and ordinary. What we want you to do is take 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes. It don't have to take that long. Pull up the candidates. See if they align with you. See if some of the things that they say align with your core values. If they do, you make your vote. Nerdy's Umbrella is never going to tell you. Nerdy is never going to tell you who to vote for. All Nerdy is going to ask you is, can you please go vote? I don't care who you vote for. Please go vote. It is important to you and yours. If you have children, if you have an uncle, if you have an aunt, if you have parents, you have brothers, you have sisters, and y'all all live in the same community, it's important. Their lives and your lives all depend on it. We can make change in this country of ours, regardless of our comfortability. I understand. I love the life I live. You damn right I love the life that I'm living right now. It can be better, and I want it to be better for those that are around me. I want it to be better for those in the community that I live in, and the best way for me to make sure that that happens is by going and vote. Don't waste your vote. Let your voice be heard, and I promise you, yeah, we won't win them all, but the ones that we do win, and when we do win them, the victory is sweet. I promise you that. Listen, this has been O-Random Podcast, the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. I am your guy, that guy, the one and only Nerdy G. listen, the best way to support this, this brand, this company, how we're going to keep things moving, okay? Nerdy-G-fourthwall.com. It's a mouthful. I guarantee you it is, but don't worry about it. I got you. Links are down in the description, okay? Always in the description on the DSPs, on YouTube. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Don't worry about it. You're going to see it, but go there, help support us. We're going to give back. We're more than just content. I promise you, just as much as I want you to go and be a staple and make sure that your community is taken care of, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to be a person who talks about change and not do anything. I'm going to be a part of that 10% who is trying to encourage change and do the things that need to be done to make change. So with that being said, once again, I'm your guy, that guy, Nerdy G, and I'm out.